Good morning YouTube, we're back at it again today. The purpose of today's video is to replace this lamp for a warm white, and I'm just going to show you the difference. I'll just plug in a normal white LED and this warm white versus this regular incandescent bulb. Alright, so there we are with the original, and on the right we have a bright white which I use in a lot of radios, and then on the left we have a warm white, and that's going to go in behind the meter. On most of these I've put in green LEDs because of the backlight here, but today we're going to put in the warm white. The other thing, if I get it disconnected, I want to replace the incandescent bulbs that are in there with the green film on them. They're actually white lights which have been covered in a green film, and replace them with green LEDs, and that makes that backlight on the knobs a lot brighter. Alright, when I have more I'll show more. Thank you. Alright, this is the area that I'm going to be working on this morning, and the light in here is not polarized, so you can run negative and positive around the wrong way and it will still light up. But when it comes to LEDs, you need to know the polarity, so I'll be sticking a multimeter on that. It's usually the white one is the positive. It's pretty obvious here, but they do get it's not guaranteed, so always stick your meter on these. Alright, when I have it fitted I'll show you. Look, I'm zooming you in on this here. With these you can't just pull the bulb out, because this is all just the adhesive has dried solid here. Just get that wire out of the way. So I use obviously the appropriate materials, and I just slowly pick away at the adhesive until I get it off, and then this bulb will pull out. You've got to be very gentle. This whole cover is one piece in the back here, and they have this little nodule on the top which you'll see soon, and a lot of time when these burn out they actually burn this and they break off, so I have to do repairs. When I have more I'll show more. Alright, there we go, there's the incandescent bulb. I'll just get it in between I'm not going to turn it on. Alright, we can see the condition of that. Okay, we're going to the obvious reason why we go for an LED is there is less heat, and if you look at the housing, that's all rubber. There's less damage on the housing. Alright. Okay, what I'm going to do is cut those wires, trim them, get the heat shrink out, and put a new bulb in the place of that. Okay, LED is done. Now, these LEDs fit very firmly into the surround here, so you need to be a bit gentle on that. I generally, if it's too much, I spray a bit of silicone on them to slide in. Now, just a bit of a trick. As these are a dome, the main lens is up the front of these. We want this to disperse across the meter. So what I'm going to do is sand this dome down ever so slightly with a bit of 80 grit. I'll show you the results in a minute. Alright, as you can see, I'll just zoom in up on that. I've sanded the main lens at the front, and that forces diffuse light out from the front and the main light to go out through the side. I'll just turn it on, not that this is going to show you. There, you should be able to. Alright, we can see that the dome's gone on the top, and just there. We can see that the light's coming out the side. Alright, I'm going to put it in the meter. Okay, there we go. Very hard to show you the effects, but it's actually very well balanced, the light in the display. If we come back, I'll just turn out the main lights. Alright, so there we go. It actually looks a lot better than that orange light. I'm just going to pull the faceplate off. I'll show you these lights on the display underneath. Sorry about that, I'm going to have to edit that out. Alright, so that's what I do. And then I put the jaws over the top and I pull the knob, and that should come out. Okay, front display off. The beauty, or the best thing about GEs is this glue that they use whenever you generally pull them off. The front inlays come off, so it allows you to work on them. Alright, now this gives you a better idea as to what this looks like. It's very hard to see. There we go. Now it's got a screw holding the perspex in here, and there's two long screws that go through the bezel. Never over tighten these, it cracks these displays. Now I'm going to remove that screw and pull the perspex out, and I'm going to polish that leading edge there. I forgot to tell you, you've got to take out the two screws either side of the chassis, there and there, and on the other side, and then we pull this forward. Just bear with. Okay, here we go. We've got it out. Just be very careful, please, because there's a PCB down here. You don't want to create any more issues. Alright, good news is this doesn't look like it's been played with before. You can see the green covered LEDs. You can see them, they generally melt the perspex. This is not polycarbonate, this is perspex, so it does shatter. So what I'm going to do is gently remove these like I did on the last one. Remove them and put green LEDs in them. But whilst I've got this out, I'm going to use metal polish and clean this up. Okay, incandescent bulbs out, the covers are out. I cleaned the inside of that gently, and now I'm going to polish the perspex and focusing on that leading edge, but I'm going to go over the whole lot. You can already see there's one crack, but I've had to repair these from being totally shattered, so this is a good one. Okay, I'm ready to fit the lamps, but basically all I've done, as in other videos, I use this product. There's obviously lots of other product on the market. It's a gentle polish designed to work with aluminium. It's Autosol. Okay, and all I do is, depending on the job, use the microfibers because it leaves no cloth on the product that you're dealing with. I buy these in volume. You can see from just that amount the muck that's come off amongst the grey. And what we can see here is a nice polished edge. You can see that. You're just seeing it now. There is no gunk, no scratches. It's all been removed, and also on the front facing edge. And that's our lens that goes like that. At this point you could actually put any type of light or lamp you want into it, but I'm going to stick with the green. Whilst I'm here, I'm also going to polish the meter lens and the channel selector lens, but I'm not going to show you that. That's just boring stuff. Alright, ready for the final connection and sleeving with heat shrink. Now these lamps I found out were replaced, and they had all this spaghetti everywhere here. It's not necessary, guys. Just make sure your wires are thick enough. I save all of my offcuts from LEDs when I cut them to size, well, a lot of the time, and most of the time that's appropriate or substantial enough for joining using short run wire, and that's what I'm doing here. So when I'm finished I'll show you more. Alright, heat shrink done. With these, the bulbs were originally going in from underneath. What I do is I slightly open up the perspex and push the LEDs in from the top. Okay, and then we're getting all available light to the edge. Okay, the edge is in. I've just put it in with one screw. Remember, there's a metal plate under that, but too tight and it will crack the perspex. So that's how it looks. It bends down underneath the top PCB. Okay, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of tape over the top of those connections. Right, final friction polish before reassembly. So the technique here is to rub until it goes dry. You feel a bit of heat. That's when it starts doing all its work. I rub that over the end of the microfiber, and that's how we get a clear polished finish. Alright, lights are done. Polished the SRF meter, polished the LED. That was quite clouded, and as you can see, this is now reflecting extremely well. Okay, that's about as bright as it gets. Alright, YouTubers, there we go. There's the finished product. Okay, the lights are all out. It's giving its correct green glow. We can see that the panel meter is, the warm white is a nice choice. Now I just need to warn you that it looks a lot brighter than what it is on the panel meter, but it is certainly really appealing. Okay, I'm trying to expose this correctly, but it's not giving me any better results. But anyway, that's the GE A358256, and we've done the first part of the cosmetic journey, which is fixing the green cast, the meter light, polishing the lenses, and fixing up dodgy wires and other work underneath. Hope that's been very informative to you guys. You can apply that to other areas of the hobby. Alright, this has been Pull It Apart Paul for another edition on restoring radios. Remember, comment, like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. Thank you.